Welcome back, friends. LostScarf here, and it's time for another Apollo Justice. So, let's see if I'm right or wrong about that. 10:16, 11:17 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Trucy! Remove quick, Apollo. Good show. Trucy, are you okay? You're okay. I thought... eels, honey, eels. Don't cry, Apollo. Those good-for-nothing gangsters. There are some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges. Wait, just calm down, Apollo. Or else... Called it! Oh my balls. They're really showing off their animation, aren't they? What the heck is that? Surprised? This is one of my best tricks, the amazing Mr. Hat. Oh my god. You look marvelous, darling. He's a big hit on stage at the Wonder Bar. You know, if I could do a lady doing a guy's voice, I would do it, but I don't know how, so that's not happening. Yes, I am a big hit. Ha 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 ha. Well, what do you think? Do you like it? You mean you, Trucy? There are some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges. Apollo, now is not the time to be threatening me. It's you who's being threatened here. Huh? Remember what you said to Waki's father yesterday? You promised you'd save his son. But that testimony was solid. Rock solid. What are you suggesting I do? Look, once the judge declares a verdict, it's all over. If I can use my talent to stop that from happening, I will. Trucy, no more stage abductions, please. I'm not talking about magic, Apollo. I know when the witness isn't confident. I can perceive what he's feeling. She's got the power, too. You've got the eye of the tiger. It might not mean anything, but it's all we've got. You can see what he's feeling? Think back, Apollo. Think back at the times when there's a contradiction in his testimony. All the times. All the times there was a contradiction. I remember. Well, I think I remember them, sure. There were 2 times when he made statements he wasn't confident in. And each time there was a contradiction. In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene. He said the man tossed aside a pistol. But it turned out he wasn't sure, and sure enough, there's a contradiction. Well, that's true, but how does that help us? Didn't you notice anything? Whenever he made a statement he wasn't confident in, he displayed a certain habit. In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. Did you see it? The very moment he said the word pistol, his fingers got all tensed, and he fiddled with the corner of a page in his book. How am I supposed to see that? Learn poker, damn it. Well, I could see it. How else do you think Daddy went 7 years without losing a game of poker? What? He's got the eye. I always sat next to Daddy during big matches. He could tell when they were bluffing. I could see what his opponents were feeling. You mean that's how Mr. Wright won all those games? It's not cheating officially. I wasn't looking at their hands or anything. And I wasn't there all the time either. Daddy's quite good at poker after all, but not good enough to go undefeated that long. Great, so he cheated. But what does that do for us? I don't believe this. You have to listen to his testimony one more time. No, scratch that. You have to watch his testimony. Perceive the truth. Watch a testimony? Perceive the truth? The only thing I'm perceiving is that I'm going to lose. Not true. Huh? Daddy said so. He said you have the power, Apollo. Mr. Wright said that? Watch the testimony. Perceive his true feelings. Is she serious? Time's up. Sorry, I can't think of any other way out of this, Apollo. What was that she said before the trial started? Huh, Mr. Wright's not here today. He said his old foot injury was acting up. Yes, he smiled when he said, "We'd be fine as long as you're here, Trucy." There. Is this what he meant by us being fine? Well, methods aside, she did avoid one guilty verdict already today. Time to show this court what I'm made of. Get ready for justice. Let's do it. Apollo. You know, I'm starting to think I can do this. I knew you could do it all along. Oh, one more thing. Huh? Try to cover for Mr. Hat as best you can. I just flew in from the coast, and boy are my arms tired. Right. Ugh. Yeah, how's that gonna work? She's not. How is she 12? How is she 12? How is she 12? June 16, 11:40 a.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 4. I thought the age difference between Phoenix and Maya wasn't that bad. Jesus, the age difference between these two, jeez. Ugh. The court is now back in session. Right, we're fine. I'd like to say to the young lady standing next to Mr. Justice. Oh, you mean me? Don't you have anything to report? Anything concerning the mysterious phantom in the silk top hat? Ah, right, him. Don't worry about him, I settled that. You settled that? Yes, it was an out-of-court settlement, right? Perhaps Fraulein would have us believe it was nothing more than a passing dream. A fantastic illusion. Now you see it, now you don't. Am I right? I think he's onto me. I wish you would stop being so cool. Let us dispense with these niceties and get straight to the matter. What are your plans for a gifted witness? Right. The defense would like to request another cross-examination. But because I forgot to ask something. There was no issue with the witness's previous testimony. I will grant your request, however. But this court will not permit stalling for time. Understood, Your Honor. Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. From shot to call. So the same testimony, okay. The cell phone? Cell phone. Cell phone. Okay, cell phone. I'm not sure I'm qualified to watch testimonies after all. Focus, Apollo. Find his weak spot. Focus. If only it were that easy. I'm supposed to use hockey? Okay, let's use hockey. My ears hear what he says. My eyes see his expression. Do I have to do something more? What other senses do I have? Hockey. One Piece reference, by the way. Use your hockey. Well, what's this? My bracelet? What's going on? My bracelet feels different somehow. I think Daddy was right. You can see it, can't you, Apollo? You're almost there. Find the weak spot in his testimony. I know this sounds crazy, but my bracelet is trying to tell me something. Alright, do it again. Alright. It's right here. So how do I react to this? Do I just press? Okay, save. Press. So you called immediately after witnessing the murder. The police undoubtedly have a record of the call. Why not check with them? Wait, Apollo. This has to be it. Wait, you mean his habit? Don't forget, Apollo. We just did this moment. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. We just did this moment. The only time he even had the book open was here. Which means this is the place to look for his habit. I don't know how I know, but I know. Know what? It's my bracelet. It's different somehow. I can feel it reacting to something about the witness. Your bracelet? I'm not sure I get this focus stuff you were talking about, Trucy. But I have a feeling that trusting my bracelet is the way to go. Okay, just need to touch my bracelet as it reacts to the testimony. Oh, by the way, he has a bracelet? What's going on? I'm seeing the Matrix. I can see the witness's face, his expression so clearly. It's filling my mind. I can see nothing else, hear nothing else. Apollo? Jersey, what's happening to me? This is what I meant by focusing. Focusing. In this state, you can see everything, Apollo. Everything the witness does. That's great, but this is kind of freaking me out. Just look for Mr. Stickler's twitch. His habit. You remember it, right? Sure, when he says something he's not sure of, he fiddles up with a page of his book. You got it. Right now, you're looking at the witness's face. And your eyes are sort of bugging out. I'll bet they are. First, move your focus of attention down to Stickler's hand. His hand? You know what to look for now, but you have to be looking at the right place. She's right. I can only see his face like this. Time to try changing my viewpoint. A certain point of view. Down to his crotch. Sort of can go all the way down. We can go down, sort of. There. Perfect. Now you're really ready. Ready for what? Ready to perceive the truth behind the twitch. Perceive, Try listening to the witness talk as you focus. Then watch for his habit. Right, you mean when he fiddles with the page. That's right. That's your signal to look closer, to perceive. Find his weak spot, and I guarantee we'll be able to give him the royal flush. I don't know what that is. Spoken like a true poker head's daughter. I'm a magician, thank you very much. So I have to pay attention to his words and his fingers. Don't worry if you miss it. You can always try again. Right. Look out, nervous twitch. Here comes justice. Ergo. Go back. Oh, okay, so use his cell phone. So he didn't have a cell phone. Here again. Ergo. There. Confirm. Gotcha, bitch. Oh, there's the bracelet, kinda. It's on the left hand. Okay. I saw it. Just now. I could see it. Mr. Justice, do you have something to say? Oh, this banging of desks is quite bad for my circulation, you know. Mr. Stickler, allow me to ask you a simple question. Why did you fiddle with the page of your book just now? I really feel like this wouldn't hold up in court. Like at all. Like, at all. Although I'm sure that's a no S right there situation. The very moment you mentioned your cell phone. What are you talking about? I'm curious now about this cell phone of yours. Mind if I ask a few questions? What to ask? Let's see his phone. Mr. Stickler, please show me your cell phone. Look, why? What for? Show me and you'll find out. Well, I can't. I don't have it, you see. You don't have it. Mr. Stickler? Is this your cell phone? Oh, we're just gonna whip it out? Okay. Yo, where did you get that? That's the phone from yesterday. Look, a cell phone. Someone dropped it beneath his tire. If the car moved, it would be crushed for sure. I wonder if it belongs to the doctor here. How strange, Mr. Stickler. Can you explain why your cell phone is sitting here in my hand at this very moment? Wait a minute. What is the meaning of this? This cell phone was found yesterday. In the Maractus Clinic garage. The Maractus? Why, that's where the victim lived. Ugh, that's impossible. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court, didn't you? If your cell phone is here, how could you have called the police? Youch. I don't know that. Wee! It is true. I didn't have my cell phone that night. That is why it can be said that I called the police from a public payphone. A payphone? So you didn't call on your cell phone after all? Just where was this payphone located, Mr. Stickler? Well, to indicate it with a certainly high degree of accuracy, it was right around here. That's quite a ways from the park. But why did you lie? There can be only one reason. He didn't want the court to know he had lost his cell phone. Because it was found in the victim's garage. What are you saying? Mr. Stickler, you broke into the Maractus Clinic garage on the night of the murder. The cell phone tells all. Oh, music kick in. Okay. But that's ridiculous. That makes it sound like I snuck into this fellow's garage to commit some crime. As though I were trying to kill him. Why would you say that? Well, Dr. Maractus was killed that night. Well, yes, but no, this line of reasoning has to be against the rules. Yes, it's true, I lost my cell phone. But you can't prove that I lost it that night. Well, Mr. Justice, that cell phone was dropped the night of the murder. It does raise considerable suspicions as to connection with the crime. Now's your chance, Apollo. Connect Mr. Stickler to the crime. Oh, he's already connected enough. I just have to prove it. Well, do I have a piece of evidence that can do the job? Can I prove the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder? Yup. Of course I have evidence. Oh, I like your swagger, Head. Hit it. The court will see this evidence, Mr. Justice. Hit it, as they say. The evidence that proves the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder is all this. That's a side view mirror. As it so happens, Dr. Maractus' car was in an accident that took place the night of the murder. An accident? An accident. It happened a little after 9 p.m., just outside People Park, our murder scene. Dr. Maractus' car hit a pedestrian. What are you trying to say? From the absence of a mirror, it's clear that the car was parked after the accident. Which means it was parked after 9 p.m. on the night of the murder. If your cell phone had been dropped before the car was parked in that garage, then it would have been crushed. After all, it was lying on the ground, right under the wheel. Ooh. Ergo, Mr. Stickler. The only time you could have dropped this in that garage was after 9 p.m. the night of the murder in the park. Whoa! Whoa! Mr. Stickler, you know what that means. You did break into the victim's garage that night. This is most unexpected, Mr. Justice. Are you naming the witness as a suspect in the murder of Paul Maractus? Paul Maractus? Malpractice! Oh my god! I just got it. The last horse just crossed the finish line. Oh my god. Malpractice. Oh my god, I just got it. Oh my god, I just got it. Are you kidding my balls right now? Oh my god. Alright, I got it. Alright, okay. Alright, let's keep going. No, stop. This is too much. This can't be happening. Prosecutor, say something. I suppose it is worth saying this. No connection has been found between Wesley Stickler and Malpractice. Paul Maractus. That is, other than this. I believe our next testimony will be most revelatory. Is the witness prepared? Yes, Your Honor. I know that face. That's the face of guilt. Stickler's truth. night, yes. I went to the supermarket. I must have dropped my cell phone on my way back. And when I was walking through the park, I happened to witness the crime. I saw the killer, the victim to stand, all as clear as day. It was him. I saw the defendant at the scene. He's flustered on those 2 parts. Yes, but your cell phone was lying in a garage. Ah, yes, well, as you can see, my model of cell phone has a defect. It is given to rolling. It's quite a pain when I drop it alongside the road, you know? Looks like a normal cell phone to me. In any case, Mr. Justice, cross-examination, please. That's funny. My bracelet didn't react at all during that testimony. His nervous habit must have not be acting up. I didn't sense anything either, actually. Looks like you're on your own this time around. Right, no problem, I hope. Here comes justice! Alright, let's press on my phone, of course, the whole way. So you went shopping, which means you were holding a grocery bag when you witnessed the murder taking place? Well, yes, of course. Incidentally, the prosecution has received no report of this domestic detail. Mr. Stickler, can you explain yourself? No, I mean, yes, I did go shopping, really. I walked around the supermarket trying out the free samples. It's a deeply spiritual time for me. I'm sure the store clerks would disagree. You think sampling free food counts as religion? If you go to Costco and Sam's Club, hell yeah. In any case, that night, I sampled to my heart's content and was on my way back home, yes. That's where it is. He's freaking out right there. That's when you passed in front of the Maractus Clinic. Why, yes, that's correct. That was a pretty suspicious pause there. Mr. Stickler, do you think you could be a bit more specific? Please show us the exact route you took on the night of the murder. Of course. The supermarket is here, along the main road. My way home from there takes me past the Maractus Clinic. This is probably when I dropped my cell phone. Yet woe was I walked on unaware of my loss. And walked right into the fateful park. Uh-huh. Which entrance did you enter the park from? Well, to be exact, one might say that I went in from the entrance closest to the Maractus Clinic. The same entrance our victim used. Did you notice anything when you entered? Wheel marks on my noodle stand, for instance? I have no recollection of such a thing, no. Yet though I might have missed the tracks, I could not miss what happened next. I'm a keen observer of the obvious, you might say. This part of the testimony is key, I know it. Should I press him about the killer, the victim, or the noodle stand? Come save. The killer. Are you sure you remember the killer clearly? How many times must I repeat myself? It was him, that unscrupulous fox-like fellow in the defendant's chair. He was looking even more unscrupulous at the time, no less. He does look a bit like one of those trickster foxes in the legends of yore. I guess the victim's identity is already in old territory. Time to have something new. Press again, Somar. Are you absolutely sure it was the defendant? Stop asking me the same question over and over. This isn't some kind of makeup test. What's a makeup test, Apollo? Nothing a good student like you has to worry about. Trying to find his weak spot and press it till he breaks. His habit isn't acting up, which means he isn't lying. I was kind of relying on my bracelet to get me through this one. But he's pretty unsettled. The odds are really high that you can get something out of him. That gleam in your eyes. You're a gambler's daughter through and through. I'm a magician, thank you very much. You can see the victim quite clearly, too? You can see the victim quite clearly, too? Oh, clear as clear can be, I assure you. I see, so, how do you look? How? How do you mean, how? Be specific. I mean, in general. The defense would refrain from straining to come up with questions. Find the question that lies in the heart and ask that. Yes, Your Honor. You're the judge who moonlights as a self-help guru. Noodle stand it is. Do you happen to remember the noodle stand? Quite well, yes. A student of the sciences, keen observation and healthy curiosity are vital. I remember everything. I could even read the sign. I believe it said, noodle. Yes, that was it. Ah, there it is. For remembering something quite well, it sure took you a while to tell us. And thank you for telling us that a noodle stand sells noodles. Very enlightening. Well, Mr. Justice. What about that sign? Could that be important? Very important. So the sign on the noodle stand said noodle? It appears the defense has just obtained a vital piece of testimony. Is this noodle stand's broth really that delicious? I'll have to go sample the wares one of these days. I think that's worth adding to the testimony as well. Whatever sort of noodles that stand sells, it can't match up to IVU's. IVU's a cafeteria? Some apply to the school merely for a taste of smart noodles. No college cafeteria has good food. It is okay at best. That's about it. I wouldn't mind a taste of that myself. Wow, I even remember the sign on the stand the victim was pulling. It said noodle. There it is. Full shiitake, buddy. Objection! And you're absolutely sure the sign said red noodle, right? Why, just last week my professor offered me this praise. At least you have good eyesight, Stickler. I'll give you that. It read without a doubt, noodle. I see. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Is that pity I see in your eyes? Let's take a look at our map, shall we? So you're claiming that when you saw the sign, you were standing... here, was it? Although it would have been a bit hard to read the sign from this spot. You think so? Mr. Stickler, I'd like you to please take another look at the stand. And to carefully read what the sign says. Eldoon. See? The sign actually states the name of the stand's noodle. Stand's noodle. See? The sign actually states the name of the stand's owner. Eldoons. Inconceivable. I'm certain it was definitely noodle for sure, positive. I'm afraid your professor was wrong about that eyesight. I wouldn't be so quick to jump to that conclusion. The sign he saw changes everything. The witness says the sign said noodle. And he saw it right. What would you say if I told you that there is one spot from which the sign would be read the way Mr. Stickler claims? What? Mr. Justice, show us this spot. The witness actually viewed the stand from this location. Over the hill over here. The witness was standing here, on the opposite side. 3D! How do you know that? When viewed from the south. The sign on the stand reads Eldoons, so we know. As we know. However, observe the other side of the stand. Oh, this side says noodle. Exactly. The name of the stand split between the front and the back signs. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court. You witnessed the crime from the northern side of the park, not the south. Yo, you got me. So what? So what? What does it matter if he saw the killing from the north or the south side? Makes no difference at all. He's right. Travel far enough to the south and you will end up going north. Viewed on a global scale, directions are utterly without meaning. Actually, maybe he's right. What does it change? It changes everything, Apollo. You know, she kind of looks like that one chick, right? Like, Desiree. She kind of looks like the motorcycle chick. Trucy? I think it's because the scarf. Didn't she have a scarf too? Or am I false remembering a different character? I could be false remembering a different character. Remember his testimony from before? Though to be honest, I'm a little scared of where this is leading. Yeah, because if he's over here... Oh, that means the trash can's in front of the knife, so he didn't see the knife. He thought he saw a pistol. The killer and the victim are facing each other here. At the moment the killer raises his weapon, Mr. Stickler shouts, at which point the victim turns his head to look, and the killer fires his pistol. Bonk! That's why the bullet hit him in the right temple. No contradictions, right? Right, but if Mr. Stickler was standing on the north side of the park, that reverses the whole scenario. Completely. If Mr. Stickler shouts from where he is now, and the victim looks in his direction, bonk! The bullet would have hit his left temple. Oh! Oh! In other words, someone standing at point K couldn't shoot the victim in his right temple. It's impossible. That's right. So now that we know that Mr. Stickler was standing on the northern side, the wound location takes on an entirely different meaning. He got shot from the noodle stand? Indeed, you are absolutely correct, Fraulein. What meaning? The entry wound was on the right side of the victim's head, correct? Well, the right side of the victim's head is north. North, oh! But that's where the witness, Wesley Stickler, was standing. Correct. So if he was standing to the north, then the only person here who could have shot the victim in the right temple was Mr. Stickler himself. Yo! Or that. I thought we were going to get crazier and the noodle stand shot him. Order, order, order. Wow, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. He's flipped this whole case on its head while I was still figuring it out. Hits the wall. Clarify 1 point for me if you would, Air Forehead. What now? Are you truly accusing this college student of murder? Well, I can't say he exactly looks innocent, but something still doesn't feel right. I just can't picture him as the real killer. No, please, looks aside, I'm really a nice guy. All my friends say so. All 3 of them. Let's hear what the defense has to say. What are you going to do now, Justice? Should I really accuse Mr. Stickler? Accuse him of another crime. I don't think Wesley Stickler is a killer, but he's not innocent either. His unusual silence tells me that much. Mr. Stickler, you seem unusually quiet. Tell us why now. The word confession isn't in my dictionary. Tisk, Air Forehead. I'm afraid it falls to you to elucidate Air Stickler's silence. Mr. Justice, you did say you were accusing the witness just now for a crime other than murder. Your reason? The court's all ears. Yeah, I know he's guilty of something, but what crime other than murder is there? Do I have evidence that shows his involvement in some other crime? Your evidence? The court's all eyes, Mr. Justice. Shows evidence that points to the witness's involvement in a crime. This! Huh? Something tells me this isn't one of those good silences.
Something else to say, Mr. Justice?
One more chance, please?
By all means, but your effort wasn't wasted. Look, a brand new penalty.
Oh yeah, wrong panties, wrong panties. Where did we get these panties at? Oh, the trash can. These are the panties that were in the car. The evidence is this.
What is that? Women's underwear?
Hey, those are mine. There it is. Okay, he's still flip. Okay. That's why the cell phone's there, so you can stash it in there.
Don't look at me like that! Order, order, order! Mr. Stickler, while I can say this comes as a shock, it's not what it seems by Pythagoras' theorem.
What? On the night of the murder, just past 9 p.m., a young girl catches a panty snatcher red-handed. Bravely, she gives chase, but the snatcher flees and hides himself in no other place than the Maractus Clinic garage.
Aha!
Incidentally, these panties were found in the exhaust pipe of the car there. Presumably, he was trying to hide the evidence of his crime. Ergo, while you may not be the murderer, you are guilty of panty snatching in the first degree.
Please, hear me out. It's not what it looks like. Order, order, order! Mr. Stickler, you should be ashamed.
It's not what it
seems.
Okay.
So are we to understand that you were silent, not because you were guilty of murder, but because you lacked the courage to admit your theft of this girl's undergarments?
Perhaps you are not aware that my school's name is originally written IV. I stands for intelligent, V stands for valiant, see?
Your point.
I'm not done. Now I'm a major in the science department. And what does science teach if not curiosity? Yes, we of the IVU science department are valiantly curious. No challenge is too daunting, and what greater challenge to science than a mystery? What the balls? Come on, you're not talking. Come on, you're talking about a girl's panties here. No, you do not understand. A mystery is the unknown. The unknown is unacceptable. And my friends, when it comes to mysteries, those panties are the promised land. Oh, she's 12! She's 12! From the moment I first laid eyes on them, I was compelled to investigate for science. A full-size car tire was only the first mystery those panties revealed. Okay, all's forgiven. He got a tire out of there? Tire? Yes, I saw her do it. She pulled a tire out of those panties. But that's not all. First there was a tire, then a stew pot, and a frozen chicken. One mystery after another. It was magic. Oh, I remember now. He's one of the regulars in the audience at the Wonder Bar. Huh? He's talking about my magic panties. Trick. I just don't understand. A broom from a pair of panties? It mocks the very laws of physics. A broom? A frozen chicken? Juicy! Whatever happened to doves and bunny rabbits?
Mr. Stickler, you stole this girl's panties to understand a magic trick.
You say panties, but they are so much more than that. For me, they are an object of a serious study. I wonder. There has been a recent batch of panty snatchings in the area. Were they all you? I am sorry, but I did it for science. Each time I spied a pair of panties flapping in the breeze, I thought to myself, maybe this would be the pair that would elucidate the mystery. Even that night, as she chased me through the streets, I treasure the joy. Perhaps is the night that will see the truth of these panties. Yet woe was I, for once again, the lacy-hearted pattern of the method.
Still, that leaves one thing unexplained.
You refer to our witnesses of the lie, yes? The witness claimed he saw the crime from the south, but was in fact in the north. I lost that accent real quick.
Indeed. Would anyone care to explain why he lied about that?
Be my guest, Air Forehead. Me? Did I not hear you correctly? Did you not say you do not accuse the witness of murder? Why then did the witness lie about his location at the time of the shooting? Or have you no idea? Apollo? There's something about the way the diagram is arranged right now. When you think about it, right near where Mr. Stickler was standing, isn't there a...
Well, Mr. Justice, what say you? Do you have any evidence to show why the witness lied about his location?
More panties! The evidence that shows why he lied is this.
What? More panties?
How many panties are you carrying in your pocket, Air Firehead? These are the last, honest. These were found in a trash can at the park. Looking at the diagram, we can see that the trash can was right next to where the witness stood.
Mr. Stickler, you didn't.
Alas, I'm a failure as a scientist. I can't unravel the mysteries of the universe. I can't even unravel a pair of panties.
So these panties are your handiwork as well.
That night I had been hounded into the Maractus Clinica garage. Weeping in frustration, I was forced to abandon my prize. Don't you see how I felt? Believe me, I'd rather not. I hid in the garage for a short while. Then abandoning the panties I made for home. To avoid the office where the girl works, I went towards the south entrance. When I saw them hanging there on a clothesline by a giant mansion, a giant pair of panties! Apparently I didn't know these bloomers belonged to the mob. I had them safe in my pocket, ready to take home, when I stumbled upon a murder. The murder of Dr. Maractus. I reported what I had seen, but as I waited for the police to arrive, I got scared. What if they searched me? That's when you dispose of the bloomers? Yes, it was a severe blow to the progress of science, but one that had to be borne.
A fascinating if disturbing tale.
But he's coming from the south again. Now I'm confused, because he's coming from the south when he should have seen the other side of the sign. So how did he go to the north side? Or did he come to the... Or did he come to the murder... What the hell? So this doesn't make any sense.
I believe this brings today's proceedings to a close. And I'm more than pleased to dismiss this witness for the remainder of the trial.
Thank you! One last thing, if I might.
Yes, Prosecutor Gavin.
Regardless of where we ended today, some vital points were made. Namely, that the defendant Wakikataki was at the scene of the crime. And he was pointing a weapon at the victim. One more thing. Wakikataki has a clear motive.
Indeed, the defendant Wakikataki is still the prime suspect in this case. The only suspect, in fact, assuming there was no one else on the scene of the crime. Yet a mystery remains. The location of the wound in the victim's right temple has yet to be explained. The court requests further investigation from both the defense and prosecution.
Job, baby. No problem.
Very well, this brings the trial for the day to a close. Court is adjourned.
To be continued. Alright. That's significantly shorter than the other episodes. Alright, next time will be investigation. But for now, that right there is the game. I had fun from watching. That's what's all about. Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.